Today we're going to talk about the watch on Shabbos. So, regarding the watch, there's two questions of it. A, if the watch is a Muktza b'chlal, even touching it at home, if it's a Muktza, then it doesn't make a difference where you are. You cannot touch it. It's a Muktza. B, and if we're going to say it's not a Muktza, we're going to see if we're going to say it's not a Muktza, if you could wear the watch and there's no eruv, you could take it in and out of different domains on Shabbos. So there is an inyan of carrying on Shabbos. If the watch called carrying it, or it's called wearing it. If it's wearing it like a levush or tachshit, like a garment or jewelry, then it's not carrying, it's wearing. Wearing you're allowed to wear on Shabbos, even when there's no eruv, obviously. You wear your clothing, you wear your jewelry. Or if we're going to say it's not a tachshit, it's not a jewelry, then it'll be carrying. And you're not allowed to carry on Shabbos in and out of different domains of Rishus Harabim when there's no eruv. So that's the two questions. So here's what, so this inyan, it's not brought in the Gemara, it's not brought in the Tur. So the Shulchan Aruch in Shin Ches, Siman Nun Aleph, he brings from the Maharil. Mashamoire ala shoes, that's what indicates the time. Watch. Shekoirin riloizo. That's what they used to call it. Ben shuch shel chol, ben shuch shel mayim min acher. Yesh listapek im mutal v'taltaloi. So he talks about the watches that didn't have yet our watches today. The what we wear on the hands, or people that have the Polish Chassidim still wear watches, fancy one that you put on your vest with a nice pocket watch, nice with a nice. Made out of silver or gold chain, or whatever. So they don't talk about this yet. They talk about the old-fashioned watch, a clock that they used to measure the time. That they used to have the one bottle that they're full of sand that spills to the other one.
Sundial.
Sundial, it's called?
Yeah.
And when it finishes, you know that so many hours went by, then you put it again. Or there was one of them that was going through the shade. You're going whatever is becoming more darker. You know what time it is. The different again. It's old-fashioned watches. The question was in the Maharil if it's a Muktza. Now, why should that be Muktza? Why should that be Muktza? What's the problem? So the suffix of that the Maharil brings, since it's called in Midrabanan, we're not allowed to do on Shabbos any medida, any measuring. And why we're not allowed to do measuring on Shabbos? Because we're not allowed to buy and sell. It's also midrabanan. Midaraisa, you would be you're allowed to measure, you're allowed to buy and sell. Rabbanan, we're not allowed to do that. Maybe you're going to write a contract or a receipt. So since this has looked like you're measuring time over here, whether through sand or through the sun and shade. So since measuring it's also you could regard to this device, whatever is that device, how they measured the olden days, the time, as a klisha malachta leisur, like a hammer. It's klisha. You're not allowed to measure on Shabbos, and memele that would make it a muktzah. Or you could say it's not because you're not doing anything; it's doing it on its own. So that's what Taki the Levush a little bit sharpens the lashon of it. He says, "Ba'afagav the lam did the gemurahi." Even though I'm not measuring anything, it's done on its own. He says. Measuring time, it's not like you measuring water, you're measuring wine or matzah or the shiur of the mikveh. It's not that you're measuring time over here, and also you not doing it actively yourself. He says it's similar to the inyan of measuring. He says that's what the Ramo brings. The minhag is to us. So the olden days, the watch of the olden days, which was the old device, not what we have today. That l'choyre mashma from the mechaber, and the mechaber brings the lashon yeshli stapik. The mechaber there's a suffix in it, maybe shouldn't be used, but the Ramo says aminag le'eser. Now, what happens with our watches today that we put on our hands? What happens to them? Oh, you have a clock sitting on your table. On your desk, there's Muktza or not. So then, the Mishnah Berurah says like this: "B'zeiger shelonu, our watches, yesh lahati." They bring to bring godim, machzah shekel, the tay, and he says like this: "V'davka ktanim, only the small ones, shekorin toshen ur." What we put in our pocket. Aval agdoilim, shekorim van ur, what goes on the wall. He says that should be regarded as muktza. Yeah. And even those which is on the floor. So the one you have on your desk, we're going to see that it looks like it's not so poshut. I cannot say it's also, but it's not so poshut that it's not muksa. But on your hand, it says, and then the Shara Tshuva bring bunch of poskim with saying it's not muksa, and the Aruch HaShulchan says it's not muksa, and he says, other rabbi says, to add one more thing of the Aruch HaShulchan, which is according to this, is we're going to the next question. Okay, it's not muksa. We established that most poskim saying what you wear on your hand, it's not muksa. Anything else, not on the hand, on the wall, on your desk, on the floor, it might be muksa. Again, we're not using a sharp lashonos of muksa mamash because, as we said, the Chaber says it's yeshli stapek, it's a sofek b'chalal. The Ramos is only a minhag le'eser, so we're not using a strong lotion because the whole thing it's like it's not, you're not moided anything. It measures the time by himself, but you could say the heter what the achroinim brings, that's what you wear on your hand. It's not muksa. Anything not on the hand, on the wall, on the now the question is, do you allow to go with your hand watch when there is no eruv in and out? It's called again wearing or carrying. Okay, it's not muksa. Fine. That's called when I'm going out. It's like I'm carrying it on my hand, or it's called wearing. Why? Because if it's a tachshit, it would be like a jewelry. It's tachshit looks like a levush, like my garment. I'm wearing it. So that's what the Aruch HaShulchan add one word to it, and it's resolved according to him. This question, he says like this. He says like this. Now we do it from gold and silver, he says. He adds the word, as we taking it as a jewelry. So according to him, it's not only it's not muksa. If it's a tachshit, you could put it on your hand and go even when there's no eruv in and out of different domains. Why? Because it's a tachshit, it's a jewelry. It says halacha for levush. If it's a levush, then I walk with my levushim on Shabbos. It's not carrying, it's wearing. That's according to that. But there's nish as a pasha. That's according to the Aruch HaShulchan would be. The Mishnah Berurah does not talk about taking in and out of different domains. It doesn't go into it. It just says it's not a muktza. Now, I'm sorry?
By a woman, is it less of a problem?
No, but it's more of a problem.
Why?
Because we learned in Shin Aleph, we learned the halacha by the woman originally, Mitzat Chazal said, since they were more a show off, the women originally, today it's changed a little bit, that a lot of things that the men would be allowed to wear as a tachshit, they were not allowed because they would say, the chashash was they might show it to a friend, oh, look at my nice ring I bought, my nice watch I bought, so they might carry it. The might say today, since the women today, we don't have that, we don't have any more like it's used to be, so it's more makel on them. But it's not definitely easier than a man. No, it's not. If it's like a man,
So a man can wear jewelry even though it's not.
Men, again, some jewelry by the men, Chazal, were more makel than the woman, because by the woman it was more common to show off the jewelry, take it out, show it, and there was chashash, they might carry it b'shus harabim.
What about like my watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it jewelry or is it just
Very good. I'm going to talk about it right now. Very good. Now, the Kaf Chaim, he says like this. He talks about in two different places. One in our where we learn Shin Ches over here. He says, that's what you're allowed to wear the watch. Again, muktzah we already cleared. Most poskim saying it's not muktzah today. The watches. Muktzah, it's not a muktzah. The question if I'm allowed to take it in and out different domains when there's no eruv. Aval b'mokem she'en eruv osur lotzes boy. V'aval b'she'esh revid zov l'tachshit. Not even you have a golden band over there. Looks very nice, gold. Yeah, you want to show it to people. It says not, and he refers to look what he wrote on it in Shin Aleph. Ois Samech Zayin. Over there is Ma'arich, brings many poskim over there that a lot of them saying it would be osur, and I'll tell you where they're coming from. He's bringing very strong svara why it would be also.
You mean usher by the fact that it's a very
You carrying it. It's not called wearing. It's not called tachshit. It's not it's made out of gold and silver. Like the Halacha Shiur, it's tachshit. No, they argue it's not a tachshit. He brings a lot of poskim both ways. Well, I'll tell you why the svara of the poskim saying it's not a tachshit. It's not wearing it. If it's not a tachshit, it's not jewelry. It's carrying it. It would be also if there's no eruv. Very strong svara. Shulchan Aruch spoke about in Shin Aleph, the olden days they used to have like we have glasses, and they used to have a very fancy golden case where to put the glasses. The shaila was on Shabbos, when I have this golden case hanging on me, people used to have a look at my golden case by my glasses. So if that would be called jewelry. So over there, the paskin, you're not allowed to be called carrying, not wearing on Shabbos, because the golden case where you put your glasses was not made as a jewelry for itself. It was made just when you come to the shul or home or wherever, you're going to put your glasses in that case when you want to put it over there. So it's tofel, it's a secondary to your glasses. The glasses, Taki, you could say it's my lavush. I need them to see it, or whatever, it's a tachshit, whatever it is. But the casing for the glasses, they say, even though it's made out of gold, it's secondary to the glasses. So mele, it's not a tachshit, even though it's made out of gold. So it says something over here. Even though you have a beautiful watch, a Rolex, a gold watch, or whatever, so the main thing is not for the jewelry, he says. The main thing is to see the time. And the band, or the golden chain, or whatever, however you have your watch in your pocket in your hand, it's a secondary. If it's saying it's not halacha of a tachshit, one say it's not halacha of a jewelry, you're carrying on Shabbos if there's no eruv. So I think, again, if you see that svara, it's a very strong svara. According to this would be, if there's no eruv, a person should not, if you're careful, even with this, you're careful not to carry and not to use the eruv, not to wear the watch on Shabbos. Not mitzad muktza, it's not muktza. That's already well established. Mitzad carrying. It's carrying from one domain to another, or carrying b'shus harabim, because since the main thing of the watch is to know the time, so, and the golden band or the chain is a secondary to it, so that would be also, yeah?
Is that going to be the same case for a woman? Is the watch really only for the time for the woman?
Again, looks like that's the main purpose of the watch.
For a woman?
Yeah. And like I said, I told you, by the woman, it's even, we're more machmir and we make it that originally the woman's jewelry was more problematic than the men's. So you cannot say that, by them it's more tachshit. So we're not going to be more makel than the men to them. I'm sorry? Either there's no eruv, or you careful not to use the eruv. So it is, you should know, going with the watch, you should know it's not wearing it according to this psak of the poskim the Kavachaim brings. It's carrying. So if you don't carry on Shabbos things, don't carry your watch too. It's not wearing, because the main thing is the time. It's not the golden band.
Would say that, and I know we spoke last time about the whole that it is a tachshit. It's not.
Again, so I just said to you, the Kondor Chazot he himself brings some, but he brings the strong svara of the example brought in Shulchan Aruch Lagabe, golden casing of the glasses. The people used to put it out. It was like a jewelry, but it was secondary. The main thing was not a jewelry. It was just to serve when you need to put the glasses over there. The main it's called carrying, even though it's made out of gold. Right. Something of it. The main purpose of the watch is the time to know. Just to add another inyan, now more not halachic. The Frierdiker Rebbe said people should not wear a watch on Shabbos. Nothing to do even at home, because the Shabbos l'mayla me'azman. So you don't limit yourself. Don't put it into that frame. Obviously, we do have zmanim Shabbos too, zman Krishma, zman Tefillah, all the zmanim. But in certain way, like treat Shabbos like you're above Me'ena la Mahaba. It's another inyan. It's not halachic. It's another inyan on its own. Even though it's not muksa, you're gonna say you it's a tachshit. Still Shabbos is l'mayla me'azman. Treat yourself. Don't go to the katnus of zman, symptom of zman. Be above. Be a little bit Me'ena la Mahaba by not using a watch.
The story with the two Talmudim.
You know how to shut it off. This one, yeah.
Story with the two Talmudim.